Hello my dear students, welcome to eCareerPoint-English medium YouTube channel. So how are you all? Hello Ashwin. Yes, I will cover most important topics in this channel, so stay tuned. Okay. In previous class, that means lecture 4, we were discussing about the motion in one dimension with constant velocity and with constant acceleration. Okay, so the motion in one dimension with constant velocity was very simple. Okay, but in the case of constant acceleration, we have to derive some equation of motion, and those equations of motion, as I told you, they are only valid for constant acceleration. You cannot use those equations for variable acceleration. Hello Ashwin. Yes, I will. Okay, so stay tuned. Okay, you have to subscribe the channel if you want complete syllabus. Subscribe the channel and press the bell icon. Okay Ashwin. So we were discussing that part in which motion is in a straight line having constant acceleration, and we have also discussed about the condition of straight line motion with constant acceleration. Okay, so before starting our this lecture number 5, let me tell you something about our app, eCareerPoint learning app. See, these students has secured in top 50 all India rank in this NEET examination. Okay, and they were the regular students of this eCareerPoint app. Okay, so if you don't have this app, I suggest you to download this app quickly, because this is very important app for both JEE aspirants and NEET aspirants. Okay, just download this app from Google Play Store. Just open Google Play Store and click on the search eCareerPoint without any space, and you will find this eCareerPoint learning app that you have to install. After installing, you have to register. As you can see the screenshots, you have to register, which is absolutely free. Registration is absolutely free. So just register to this and follow your experts, because if you follow your experts, you will be able to attempt the questions posted by your experts. And after following, if you want this complete lecture notes, that this PPT in form of PDF, so what you have to do, you have to go in this free stuff section. Go to this free stuff section and you will see this. So this is the list of all the free stuff. Scroll down and you will see this class 11 physics NEET 2020 English medium course. Okay, this course, you will find it here. Okay, open this and you will see this motion in one dimension, this chapter, and in this section you will get all the lectures of motion in one dimension along with PDF notes. Okay, so from here you can download all the notes, and if you want to see the previous lectures, you can go here. Clear? So app has both paid courses and free courses, and if you want to purchase any paid courses, you can get 10% discount by applying this coupon code ST10. Okay, so let's start today's lecture. Our today's topic will be motion under gravity. Motion under gravity is same as motion in straight line with constant acceleration. If motion under the gravity is a straight line motion, then it is similar to the motion in a straight line with constant acceleration. Why? Because see, near the surface of Earth, if there is any object, due to gravitational force of Earth, that object is attracted towards the center of Earth. Okay, so this man, this falling man, is also attracted towards the center of Earth, and that force, that gravitational force, is equals to mass of this man multiplied by acceleration due to gravity. Okay, due to this force, suppose only this force is acting on this man who is freely falling, then what will be its acceleration? its acceleration will be g downwards. Okay, this mg is the force exerted by earth, and due to this force its acceleration is g downwards. So as you can see, because only one force is acting on this man, we are neglecting air resistance, only one force is acting, so acceleration will be force divided by mass, that is g, and g is known as acceleration due to gravity. So under this section, motion under gravity, the acceleration on the particle is g, and its value is 9.8 meter per second square. This is the approximate value of g. Actually it is 9.81, and the more approximate value that we are going to use is 10 in most of the cases, not all the cases. Okay, so let us take another example. Suppose if this boy is throwing this ball in upward direction. Suppose the boy is throwing its ball in upward direction with a velocity u. Then the ball will go up, and at the topmost point its velocity will become 0, and then it will again come downward. This upward motion and downward motion is only in a single straight line, but I am showing you like this for better visibility. Okay, so why it is going up and then coming down? Because acceleration due to gravity, if I take these axes, suppose this is x-axis positive, this is y-axis positive, then acceleration in this case is equals to negative of g. Okay, why? Because acceleration is downward, and negative of g, because I am taking upward as positive and downward as negative. So in this case, as you can see, u is positive. U is positive. Okay, so upward direction they are positive, downward direction they are negative. And what we are going to do, we are going to modify our equation of motion. You know, equation of motion, they are valid only when acceleration is constant. Near the surface of earth, the value of g is constant, so we can apply those equation of motion for motion under gravity. Okay, so what was those equation of motion? See, v is equals to u plus at, and a is equals to minus g, so minus gt. Okay, this is first equation of motion under gravity, because acceleration is equals to minus g. Second equation of motion, s. You can also write this as h, the height from the point of projection. So s is equals to ut plus half at square, a is equals to g, so minus half g t square. Then third equation of motion, that is v square is equals to u square plus 2as. Put a is equals to minus g, and this will be minus 2gs. You can also write h instead of s. So these are three equations of motion which are modified in motion under gravity. What modification we did? A is equals to negative of g, because it is in downward direction. Okay, so because it is in downward direction, we are taking it as negative. If initial velocity is in upward direction, we will take it as positive. If initial velocity is in downward direction, we will take it as negative. So sign convention is also important for the application of these three equations. Okay, now let us solve some question for practice, because in physics only theory is not sufficient. Practice's question is more important than theory. See this question. This question was asked in medical exam. A stone is thrown vertically upwards. Okay, we are throwing this stone vertically upwards. Let us make the diagram accordingly. This stone is thrown vertically upward. Let us say it is thrown with a velocity. Suppose this point is A, and its velocity is VA. VA is the velocity by which it has thrown up in upward direction. When the stone is at height half of its maximum height, okay, see, if it will go up, it will attain some maximum height, then it will again come down. Okay, so this height is suppose maximum height, that is h. Okay, its going path and coming path is in the same straight line. but I am showing upward path different, downward path different for better visibility and clarity. So it is saying that at a height of half of its maximum height, its speed is 10 meters per second. That means at the height of h by 2, maximum height is h, at the height h by 2, its speed, suppose this point is B, its speed VB is given as 10 meters per second. So it is 10 meters per second. Okay. Then the maximum height attained by the stone is, it is asking the value of this h. Okay. So think how we can solve this problem. Hello Aman Verma. No, I remember you. So see, Aman Verma, this is the channel for English medium students. So you should spread this channel to all of your friends. Okay, invite them to this new channel of Career Point, and in this channel personally I am going to deal with 11th class topics. Okay, so see this question. At the maximum height, suppose the maximum height, this point is C. We know that velocity at point C is equals to 0. At maximum height, the velocity of particle is 0. Why 0? Because if it has some velocity, it will go upward more. But because this is the maximum height, that means it cannot go upward. But due to acceleration, due to gravity, it will fall down. Okay. So what we are going to do, we have to find the maximum height attained by the stone. Now see, if I talk about the journey of this stone from point B to C, from point B to C, for this journey, what is the initial velocity? It is equals to VB, which is 10 meters per second. What is the displacement? Displacement, see, I am going to take this as positive x and this as positive y. So all upward values will be positive and all downwards value will be negative. Yes, Aman, I will take those classes also. Okay, so don't worry. See, so from B to C, what is the displacement? This is maximum height h, and this is half of the height. So remaining half of the height is the displacement. So remaining half height, that means h by 2 is the displacement from B to C. Okay, what is acceleration from B to C? It is minus g. And the question is saying to take the value of g is equals to 10 meters per second. So it is minus 10 meters per second square actually. Okay, so we have to assign these values according to sign convention. All the upward values are positive, all the downward values are negative. See, the velocity is upward, so it is positive. The displacement is upward, displacement is a vector quantity, so it is also positive. But acceleration is in downward direction, so I am taking this acceleration as negative. Okay. So students, as you can see, our respected director has joined of this session. So I request you to please wish them hello, sir. So these are the values. Now, if I apply third equation of motion, from point B to C, that means V square is equals to U square plus 2AS. Now, A is equals to minus G, V, final velocity is 0 at the topmost point. So 0 is equals to 10 square minus 2, value of acceleration is minus 10, so minus 10 into S, S is h by 2. From this equation you will get h is equals to 10 meter. That is the answer. Okay, so answer is option 2. So these questions are very simple. What you have to do, just apply those three equations of motion, because they are applicable when acceleration is constant and whenever a particle is having motion under gravity near the surface of Earth, its acceleration is constant. You can take acceleration as 9.81, or the approximate value can be taken as 10 meter per second square. Okay, so let's move to our next question. See this. This question is again, it was asked in competitive exam. If the ball is thrown vertically upward with a velocity of 40 meter per second, then its velocity after 2 seconds of the projection will be. These are the options. So see this. We are throwing this body with a velocity u. Okay, and it will go up, it will attain 0 velocity, and then it will come down. This is its path. Okay, so this was thrown at t equals to 0. At t equals to 2 seconds, we have to find its velocity. Initial velocity at t is equals to 0 is given as 40 meter per second. So this is 40 meter per second. Then suppose this point is A, this point is B, and the topmost point is C. Now we have velocity at point A, we have the time of journey from A to B, we have acceleration from the journey A to B, and we have to find the final velocity at point B. So if I consider the motion from A to B, from A to B, acceleration is constant, so equation of motion are applicable. Okay, so from A to B, what is its initial velocity? Its initial velocity is 40 meter per second. What is its final velocity at point B? That is unknown, that we have to calculate. And what is the time taken? Time is 2 seconds. And what is the acceleration? Acceleration is negative of g. Okay, and we will take approximate value as minus 10 meter per second square. Okay, so now I'm going to apply equations of motion from point A to B. See, I have u, I have t, I have A, and I have to find B. So we can apply first equation of motion, that is first equation of motion, that is v is equals to u plus at. Because this motion is under the gravity, so we will write it as v is equals to u minus gt, because acceleration is minus g. All the upward vectors are positive, all the downward vectors are negative. Okay, so velocity we have to calculate. We have initial velocity as 40 minus 10 into 2 seconds. So we got final velocity after 2 seconds is 20 meter per second. Okay, so answer is option 2. 20 meter per second is the correct answer. Okay, good, Himal, very good. So see, we can make conclusion. See, what is acceleration? If acceleration is constant, we say acceleration is change in velocity upon time taken. What is the value of acceleration in this case? In this case, value of acceleration is minus 10 meter per second square. That means the velocity will decrease by 10 meter per second in 1 second. So velocity will decrease by 2 meter per second in 20 meter per second in 2 seconds. So after 2 seconds, the velocity should decrease by 20 meter per second. That's why 40 minus 20 is 20 meter per second. So we can also find this velocity using this concept, using the definition of acceleration. Okay. Now, this next question, this is very good question. Try to solve this question. See, the question is saying that a body is released from the top of a tower. Body is released means, see, this is the tower and this is the ground. We are releasing the body. That means if we release any object, its velocity, its initial velocity is same as the velocity of the person who is releasing it. So because it is released, so its velocity is equals to 0. We are releasing it, that means its initial velocity is 0. Now it is saying that we are releasing this at a height h. From height h, we are releasing this body whose initial velocity is 0. Now it takes t seconds. It takes time t to reach the ground. Then where will be the body after the time t by 2 seconds? Okay, this is released at t equals to 0 and at time t, the body is here. So it is asking the location of body at time t by 2. If t is the time taken by this body to reach the ground, what is its location at time t by 2? This is the question. At h by 2 height from the ground, at h by 4 height from the ground, depends upon the mass and the volume of body, or at 3h by 4 from ground. So how we can solve this question? See, what we are going to do first, we will apply equations of motion from initial point. Let me mark the points. From initial points A, B, C. From the point A to C. Then we will apply the equation from point A to point B. Okay. Now see this. If I apply the equation of motion from A to B. If I apply equation of motion from point A to B, which equation? I am applying second equation. See, from A to B, from A to B, let us apply from A to C first. It will be easy. From point A to C, what is the displacement of the particle? It is negative of h. Why negative of h? Because every downward vector we are going to consider as negative and every upward vector we are going to consider as positive. So in this case, displacement from A to B is in downward direction, so it is negative. And what is the value of displacement? It is minus h. So displacement is minus h, acceleration is minus g, okay, and time taken is given as t. Time is equals to t. So just, and initial velocity is 0. So apply the second equation of motion, that is s is equals to ut plus half at square. U is 0, so s is equals to half at square. S is minus h, a is minus g. So from this we got the relation between h and t. H is equals to half gt square. Okay. Now see what we are going to do. We are going to apply equation from point A to B. We are applying equation from point A to B. Which equation? Second equation of motion. And what are the parameters? From point A to B, again initial velocity is equals to 0, time taken is equals to t by 2, because it is asking its location at t by 2 seconds. So time taken is t by 2 seconds, acceleration due to gravity is minus g, and displacement is equals to minus h dash. We have to find the value of h dash. Okay. So these are the variables. So apply second equation, that is s is equals to ut plus half at square, u is equals to 0. So s is equals to half at square. S is minus h dash because it is downward. This is h dash. Okay. Displacement is minus h dash is equals to half. Acceleration is minus g. This is minus, and t by 2 square, because time is t by 2. It is asking at the half time, half of the time taken to reach the ground, what is its location. So we got h dash is equals to 1 by 4 times half gt square, and half gt square is h. That means h dash is 1 by 4 times h. So h dash is equals to h by 4. H dash is h by 4. So because h dash is h by 4, that doesn't mean that answer is option 2. No, option 2 is incorrect answer. Why? Because it is asking the height from the ground. It is asking height from ground, and this displacement is from the top of the tower. So what will be this height? This height from B to C is equals to h minus h dash, which is h minus h dash is h minus h by 4, that is 3h by 4. So answer is option 4. Add 3h by 4 from the ground. Is it clear to all of you? Yes, Emil, very good, you are right. Okay, so these questions, these kind of questions, they are very easy, but they require a little practice. If you solve some questions, you will get perfection in these kind of questions. We have to apply only equation of motion. Okay, but we have to see. First of all, we have to see which quantity is going to be positive, which quantity is going to be negative. Okay, for generally, our sign convention is upward quantities are positive, downward quantities are negative. Okay. And second, you should know that these equations of motion are valid only for the motion in constant acceleration. If acceleration is variable, you cannot apply these equations of motion, because in the derivation of these equations of motion, we have considered that acceleration is constant. If we put acceleration as variable, we will get some different equation of motion. Okay, for variable acceleration, that topic we will also discuss in upcoming classes. So its answer is option 4. Now, next question. Which of the following statements is wrong about a ball thrown vertically up? Okay, we are throwing a ball vertically up. So if we are throwing it velocity u, it will go up and it will attain 0 velocity maximum height, and again it will come down. Okay, so if we neglect air resistance, its final velocity at the same height will be negative of initial velocity. Okay, and at the topmost point, its velocity is equals to 0. Now let's check the options. It is moving with constant acceleration. Yes, this is correct. What is the value of acceleration? Value of acceleration is minus g, which is same at all the points. So it is asking the wrong statements. Okay, remember, it is asking wrong statements. So statement 1 is correct, it cannot be the answer. It may have different velocities at the same height. Yes, it may have. How? See, at this height, if velocity is v0, then if it is coming downward, if it has same height, its velocity will be downward v0. Okay, so because velocity is a vector quantity, upward velocity is not equals to downward velocity. Speeds are same. Speed at this point A and speed at this point B, they are same, but velocities are just opposite. So this statement, it may have different velocities at the same height. Yes, it is correct. See, point A and point B both are at same height, and it has velocities at these 2 points are just opposite. That means they are not equal. It may have 2 positions at the same time. No, any particle cannot have 2 positions at the same time. It will be present only at 1 position at a particular time. So this statement is incorrect. For this statement, it has same speed at the same height. Yes, see, it is having same speed at the same height. A and B velocities are unequal, but the speeds are same. So option 4 is correct. Because the question is asking for wrong statement, option 3 will be the answer. Okay, clear? Now let's move to our next question. This question is also important question. Okay, mark this question is important because you will learn a new concept. See, the question is saying a food packet is released from a helicopter which is rising steadily at 2 meters per second. That means this helicopter is moving in upward direction this is velocity of helicopter, which is 2 meter per second. Okay. The helicopter is going in upward direction because it is rising steadily. Steadily means with constant speed at 2 meter per second. 2 meter per second is the velocity of helicopter in upward direction. If g is equals to 10 meter per second square, after 2 seconds, the velocity of the packet is equals to which of the following? This is the question. See, a food packet is released. What is the meaning of released? Released means the person who was holding this packet, who was going in upward direction, has just dropped this food packet. It has just released. So remember this, whenever anything is released, if this food packet is released by a person sitting in helicopter, what will be its initial velocity? What will be the initial velocity of this food packet which is released by the helicopter? Just after the release, what will be its initial velocity? Its initial velocity will be same as the velocity of the person who is releasing. Okay? No, Himal, 0 is not the initial velocity. That's why I told you, you are going to learn something in this question. So its velocity will be equals to the same velocity as that of person who is releasing it. So initial velocity of this food packet is equals to 2 meter per second. Why? Because it is released by the helicopter. If you are moving, okay, don't worry if you are getting wrong answer. So getting wrong answer is the process of learning. Okay. So if you are moving and if you are in motion, if you release something, the body that you are releasing will have initial velocity as that of your velocity. Okay. So the initial velocity of this food packet is in upward direction, which is 2 meter per second, because helicopter initial velocity was 2 meter per second in upward direction. So what will be the path of this food packet? It will go up and then it will come down. That is the motion under gravity in a straight line. Okay. So it will go up and then it will come down. So at t equals to 0, it was released and it is asking its velocity at t is equals to 2 seconds. Okay, it is asking the velocity at t is equals to 2 seconds. Shailendra, you got the wrong answer, because as I told you, you have to be clear about the sign convention. Okay. So see this solution step by step and you will find your mistake. See, let's say this point of release is point A and this point is B. So what we are going to do? We are going to apply equation of motion. Okay. First, equation of motion from point A to point B. Because we are going to apply first equation of motion from point A to point B, we have to write down the variables or the values that we are going to use. Yes, Shailendra, now you are right. Well done. See, from A to B, what is the initial velocity of the particle? It is in upward direction, which is 2 meter per second. So it is 2 plus 2 meter per second. All the upward values I am going to take positive and all the downward values I am going to take negative. Initial velocity is plus 2. Okay, plus 2. What is the acceleration? Acceleration is minus g. So it is equals to negative of, it is given negative of 10 meter per second square, because acceleration is downward. So all the downward values you have to take it as negative. Okay, the vector values. Good, Himal, you are also right. Well done. So time taken by this is equals to 2 seconds, and it is what is it asking? It is asking the final velocity. V is unknown. Okay, initially its velocity is u in upward direction, finally its velocity is v in downward direction. Okay, now just apply the first equation of motion, that is v is equals to u plus at. Because it is motion under gravity, a is equals to minus g. So v is equals to u, that is plus 2 minus 10 into t. So we got v is equals to negative of 18 meter per second. Negative of 18. What does it mean? As I told you, upward values are positive, downwards values are negative. So velocity is negative, that means it is coming downward in downward direction. Okay, hence answer is option A. Velocity is 18 but negative sign is showing the downward direction. Negative sign shows downward direction. Okay, because I have taken upward as positive, that is why downward is negative. Okay, if you take upward as negative, in that case downward will be positive. So you can choose any direction as positive and stick to that direction for the whole question. Okay, don't change your sign convention in the question. Now see, we can also do this question by the definition of acceleration. As in the topic of acceleration, I told you that velocity increases in the direction of acceleration, and because acceleration is constant, so increase in velocity will be same in equal interval of time. So what is the acceleration? Acceleration is minus 10, that means acceleration is in downward direction. So in 1 second, increase in velocity in downward direction will be 10 meter per second, and in 2 seconds, increase in velocity in downward direction will be 20 meter per second. Because in 1 second, what is the meaning of 10 meter per second square? It means 10 meter per second. That means in 1 second, velocity is, acceleration is 10 meter per second, means in 1 second, change in velocity is 10 meter per second. So in first second, its velocity will increase in downward direction by 10 meter per second. In up to 2 seconds, its velocity is increased by 20 meter per second in downward direction. So 20 meter per second in downward direction, that is the final velocity, there is a change. So because initial is 2 meter per second and the change is 20 meter per second in downward direction, that means final velocity is 18 meter per second in downward direction. So you can also do this question by the definition of acceleration. Okay, if you solve some questions after a little more practice, you will be able to solve these questions orally. Yes, orally. No need to pick up the pen even. So answer is option A. Now let us talk about the braking distance. What is the meaning of braking distance? See, this truck is moving. This truck is moving with some velocity. At this instant of time, it has applied some brakes, and after the application of brake, the truck traveled some distance. So that distance is known as braking distance. If you are applying the brakes, then after the application of brakes, when you are applying the brakes, that means you are giving negative acceleration to your vehicle. Negative acceleration means acceleration will be in the opposite direction of the initial velocity. Okay, whenever you apply the brakes, you are giving the opposite acceleration to your vehicle. Okay, so because of that acceleration, first of all, you have to assume that this given acceleration is constant. Retardation in braking is constant. So when you apply the brakes, velocity start decreasing, and there will be a moment when velocity becomes 0. Okay, so the distance that you travel after applying brake to stop is known as braking distance. Is it clear to all of you? So what is braking distance? If you are riding a vehicle, if you apply the brakes, the distance you are going to move after application of brake before stopping is braking distance. For example, see, this is moving with 10 meters per second, and after application of brake, it has traveled 12 meters. So the question may arise, Now, if 20 meter per second is the initial velocity, then how much meters it will take after application of brake to stop? So this kind of braking distance questions the exam may ask. So you should know the concept that during the braking, acceleration is constant and it is in backward direction. Now to understand this topic, let us take an example. See, a car moving with a speed of 40 km per hour can be stopped by applying the brakes at least 2 meters. If the same car is moving with a speed of 80 km per hour, what is the minimum stopping distance? So from the given first two information, you can calculate the retardation that is provided by the car, and that retardation you can use in the next situation to solve this question. Okay, so let's solve this question. See, suppose this is the road on which our vehicle is moving. Okay, this is our vehicle. Suppose it is moving with initial speed u. Okay, it is moving with initial speed u. So when suppose this is the instant, speed is u at the instant when the brakes were applied. So the brakes were applied and it got an acceleration in this direction A. We can say acceleration is negative because it is opposite to the velocity. Okay, we are again taking these sign conventions. Right hand side is positive, left hand side is negative. Upward is positive, downward is negative. So after application of brakes, the distance traveled by the car is s, suppose, and finally its velocity becomes 0, because stopping distance means the distance traveled by the car to stop after the application of brakes. Okay, after the application of brakes. So can we find the relation between A, U and S? Yes, we can. If we apply third equation of motion. What is the third equation of motion? V square is equals to U square minus 2AS. Why I am writing minus 2AS? Because acceleration is equals to minus A. Acceleration is negative. Okay, A is a positive value and minus A is a negative value. Acceleration is negative because it is backward. So V square is equals to U square minus 2AS because acceleration is negative. Now we know final speed will be 0. So we can say 2AS is equals to U square. From this equation you can find acceleration and you can put this acceleration in the second equation, in the second situation. Or the simplest method is, as you can see, displacement, braking distance is directly proportional to U square. This relation you can also use directly. Okay, good Shailendra Kumar, very good. You have given the correct answer. Okay, you are doing good. So displacement, or we can say braking distance, is directly proportional to U square. That means S1 by S2 is equals to U1 square by U2 square. Because if displacement is proportional to U square, that means we can say braking distance in first situation into 2A is equals to U1 square, and 2A into braking distance in second situation is equals to U2 square. If you divide this equation, you will get this equation. Okay, S1 by S2 is equals to U1 square by U2 square. Now S1 is given to you, that is this. This is S1, and S2 you have to calculate. This is U1 and this is U2. So S1 is, what is that? S1 is 2 meter, S2 is unknown, U1 is 40 km per hour and U2 is 80 km per hour. and they are having square. So from this you will get the braking distance in second case is equals to 2 multiplied by, this is 1 by 2 square, so this will be 4. So S2 is equals to 8 meter. That means the car will travel 8 meter after application of brakes if its initial speed is 80 km per hour. So answer is option 4. Is it clear to you? Yes, Himal, very good. So hit this like button, okay, and share this session to all of your friends. Ask your friends to join this new YouTube channel especially for English medium students, okay, because I will plan to take online test of yours in which I am going to display your answers provided by all of you on the board using a software. Okay, so invite all of your friends and subscribe this channel if you haven't did it. Okay. Now next question for you. Next question. When a ball is thrown up vertically with a velocity v0, it reaches a maximum height of h. If one wishes to triple the maximum height, then the velocity of the ball should be thrown which of the following? Did you get the question? The question says, let me make the diagram to make it clear. See, we are throwing this ball in upward direction with the initial velocity is equals to v0. Okay, the ball will go up and it will come down and it will have a height of h. Now if we want to triple the height, this was u1 and this is height h1, at what speed, at what velocity we should throw so as to get the maximum height 3 times of the initial one? This is the question. If you are throwing with velocity v0, the maximum height is h. What should be the velocity to get the maximum height 3h? If one wishes to get triple maximum height, then the ball should be thrown with a velocity of which of the following? Okay. So now what we can do? See, if we apply equation of motion from the bottom point to the topmost point, we will get a relation between h and v0. Okay. So see this question. As you can see, at the topmost point, velocity becomes 0. At the topmost point, velocity becomes 0. So this is third equation of motion. This is third equation of motion from the bottom point to the topmost point. For third equation of motion from the bottom point to topmost point, that means initial velocity is u, displacement is plus h and g is negative. So actually it is plus a and this a will be converted as minus g. So v square is equal to u square plus 2ah. Okay. Now v square is 0, u square as it is, a is minus g. So we got 2gh is equals to u square. 2gh is equals to u square. Again we got that height is directly proportional to square of initial velocity. Height is directly proportional to square of initial velocity. That means I can say that 2gh1 is equals to u1 square and 2gh2 is equals to u2 square. So divide these two equations, you will get h1 by h2 is equals to u1 square by u2 square. Okay. This value is H1 and this value is U1, and U2 we have to calculate. H2 is 3H. Okay, so from this you can get U2. Just write down these values. H1 is H and H2 is 3H. U1 is V0, it is a square, and U2 we have to calculate. So as you can see, you got U2 is equals to under root 3 times V0. Okay, so answer is option 1. Is it clear to all of you? I can see you have did some mistake. Don't worry, making mistake is the process of learning. Okay, is it clear to all of you? The answer is not 3V0. Actually, U2 square is 3V0 square. So U2 is 3V0. Okay, clear? So these are some important questions that the competitive exam expect from you to solve. So how can you solve these? By practice only. So if you want these slides, what you have to do? Download eCareerPoint learning app. Okay, it is very essential, and in the free stuff, as I have told you in the starting of the class, as I have shown you the tutorial to get these notes which I am writing on the board, this PowerPoint presentation in form of PPT. What you have to do? Download eCareerPoint learning app and go to free section. In free section you will find a lot of free stuff. Okay, and share this session to all of your friends so that everyone can take this benefit of quota coaching classes for NEET exam. Okay, so let's end this session. In next class, that means the day after tomorrow, we will discuss about the further cases. Till then, thank you very much and bye bye. Himal, if you are not finding the presentation, that means you have selected the wrong section. You will find engineering and medical section, because I am taking the classes of NEET, so you have to choose the medical section in free stuff, and in medical section you will find 11th physics. Okay, just watch the video at the starting to get the tutorial. So this is Sumit Sir signing out. Thank you very much.